Tuesday, September 18th. As you come in, please check your Skyward grades. 1, it lets me know if all of you are successfully getting in. 2, it gives you a chance to see where you're at in your classes and which teachers have been able to post your progress so far and which haven't. Outcomes: know, understand, and do. Most of these come from yesterday and the day before and the day before that, so they're carryovers. The distance, time, collaboration, analyzing, data collection, participation. What's new there is know what your work status is and know the classroom's arrangement by topic in classroom. We'll take a look at both of those things. Understand that science isn't just about the assignments. It's much more than that, and that those are only tools to get you to measure your progress. And then how a rubric gives you feedback. We'll be using that quite a bit in class. There's kind of a general rubric for most things that is posted on the back wall we want to go over. So the plan: understanding the rubric, then moving on to the 3 dimensions of science, which will tie us back to your topics in classroom. There are 3 things there right now, and they are the 3 dimensions of NGSS, and we'll be using those to record what you learned throughout the year. Your Superworm activity is, you've been given much more time than we typically will to wrap this up. I just want to make sure each of the independent steps are being completed and you understand the whole process. But in the future, I would consider this moving way too slowly. And then when we're finished with that, make sure that you have turned in 1 through 6 on classroom and that no one is falling behind. Screens we'll refer to during the class, a Superworm Reflection. So as you do something like this in the future, you may be asked to design or reflect on the process. And here are some questions we'll talk about as to how that went. At this point, you were expected to know none of this, although we would hope, coming from 6th grade and previous experiences, that you would be able to do some of this. But we're just going to plant the seeds for later. Here is a screen we've seen before. These are the 3 parts to completing the Superworm activity. I just want to have them up on the screen while you're working so you're aware of what it is you need to do. I did make a checklist for you so you can break down in chunks what you need. And so your poster should have worm data. That's the dots and the lines you collected on day 1. Your poster should have 2 graphs, one of position, one of distance. Again, refer on classroom to the student examples if you need to see images. The third one is that you have a group feedback with scores from at least 3 other groups. You have individual feedback from each of the people in your group with your name on it, and that you also have the analysis questions completed in classroom on number 6. So you'll be scored very simply here, because this isn't you demonstrating something you should have already known. It's you going through a process and participating. You get, out of a 4-point scoring, you get 1 point if you have your worm data and your 2 graphs. Okay, we would expect that of everyone. Plus your group feedback, that gets you to a level 2. You're approaching 7th grade. A 3 is you have your individual feedback, and then you get a 4 if you have all of the completed questions in the analysis. So that should be doable by everyone, and that will take us to the end of the period.